Long Island again. Heather B says arguments face to face are so much more fun than it is by text. I'm sorry, I agree. I have never I think text arguments are the stupidest things, and I like I said again, I was in the middle of one. I'm not gonna say I've
I'm
never
going to be
been.
as charmed. I will, if I can't get at you in the moment,
Hmm.
I will get at you in some way.
Yeah,
Some way,
exactly.
shape, or form.
Yeah.
And sometimes, depending on the argument, it can be a little bit easier
Right.
to explain and express yourself
Right.
when you're writing it or texting it.
Right.
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah.
And that's a very small sometimes, though.
Right. I mean,
If you're willing to give, the time to really dedicate yourself to writing it the right way.
hmm
The reason being is that this way you're giving the other person a moment to take in what it is that you're saying without being interrupted.
you're right.
So sometimes writing a letter, writing an email, sending it in a text can work in your benefit if you're doing it the right way.
Okay. I'll go with that. I'll go with that. So we'll go to number
There's
8.
some people that just don't do that.
That's true. So let's hit number 8. Number 8, forget about pride. Strong one. Very strong one. Because
Yeah.
everybody wants to be their own person in an argument. Even though if
And
you,
everybody wants to be right.
yes, big one. And that's what it is. Because even if you're
Yeah.
wrong, some people when they're wrong won't admit it either. I have never said anybody in the world is perfect. I am not even claiming I'm perfect. But I only argue when I know I'm right. If I'm wrong, I stay quiet and I listen. I don't know how everybody else handles that, but that's exactly how I do. Because it's not going to get you anywhere. I look like an idiot arguing with another idiot. That's my personal opinion. Sorry.
But that is true, though. You're right in that sense that to argue just to argue,
hmm
then it's not serving any type of purpose in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Because you're just as wrong then because you're engaging the other party. You're engaging the other person in exactly what it is that you don't want to do, which just makes you just as guilty
Yeah, and
and an equal participant.
yeah, Heather even agreed with you. She said pride leads to the dark side. She's right. I'll agree with her too.
Seriously?
Yeah, it really
Play my
does.
music, Tony.
You don't think so?
Play my music.
Play your music.
I'm always on the dark side. Well, I tear.
No, we.
I dabble. It's fun on that side.
Well,
Really being good all the time.
listen to me. That dark side will be a Friday night show. I ain't talking about that.
The Friday night show with knee-high boots.
Oh, starting some stockings, girl. Mm-mm-mm. All right, number 9, a very important one on the list. If you say sorry, mean it.
That I will have to stand up and applaud. Just don't say it with a but and a dot, dot, dot. That drives me through the effing wall.
Yeah, just if you're sorry, just
Because it's almost like then you're really not sorry.
right,
Then you're still continuing to talk,
right,
and I hate that. That's going on.
right. I mean, seriously. I mean, say sorry. Sometimes if you have to walk away, just walk away after you say sorry. Because if you know the sorry is not going to be accepted or appreciated on the other side, walk away because they'll have time to think about it. My opinion.
Right.
That's just
Right.
me. All right. Number
No,
10.
because once you say sorry, that's it. That's period.
Yeah,
There is no. That's not a comma. That's period. Amen.
that's correct. Number 10. Don't talk about your stupid exes.
I don't agree with that.
Why?
For the same reason as I don't remember the other number, but it was the same reason.
The other number we were talking about before was number 6. Never talk about breakups.
Right.
So why do you think number 10 is not true? I agree with number 10.
The reason being is because not that it should take center stage in every single conversation that you talk about.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you should, when you're in a happy, working, successful relationship,
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to talk about anything. Okay? In the very beginning stages, you're going to be talking about each other and trying to get to know each other. But how well would you know each other by knowing where their mindset was
Right.
with the previous relationship?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women will use that as, okay, well, where do I gauge in his love? Does he love me more than her? You know, it would be like a very confusing, it can be a dicey situation.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking at it as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
you can use that as a way to see where their head is at,
Okay.
then and now. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that they, put it this way, the way that they handled the end of their relationship, the way that he conducted himself in the last relationship,
Mm-hmm.
those are all things that you could monitor to see if that's how they're going to, if that's how it is that they're going to treat you.
True. Okay.
And if they're treating you negatively, then how do we know that it's not because of that last relationship?
Very true. Okay, I'll let that part slide. I'll let that part slide. So
I mean,
that
there's other deciding factors, but that's just one.
right. All right. So then we'll slide into number 11. Then don't compare your past to your present. Top that one.
You shouldn't.
Exactly.
Completely different person.
Exactly. But some people don't see that again. They see the good in their exes, and then try to block out all the good in you and create bad. Sorry, I've been through that too. So I don't know how everybody else feels. Agree or different.
First of all, if you're talking about your ex, and it's in a positive light, yeah, don't do that.
Right. There's a reason why you moved on. Obviously, this is why my point.
There's a reason why you moved on.
Right, and
like we had spoken about earlier,
right.
You know, there's a few. I have tons of feelings about my exes.
Right. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. At this point, shotgun, you know.
And then very few of it start with the letter L.
Yeah, well. Yeah, you got a bunch of fans out there agreeing with you on that part right now. So then we go into number 12 now. Number 12.
Yeah.
Give and take process. Ooh, that one's touchy. Sorry, this one I'm gonna let you handle this one. I'm not going.
Why are you gonna let me handle it?
Why
don't you handle it?
Wait, the give and take process?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Why not?
Well, I mean, I believe, like we talked in the last show, it should be 50-50, but when you mentioned the part that the person should be 100 and the other person should be 100, I totally agree with that. But the give and take process takes time. You know what I'm saying? It's give and take, not, oh, I'm going to take and I don't give nothing. What the hell is that? Like 80-20. Ooh, I hate 80-20. 80-20, boy, believe me when I tell you 80-20.
Well, and it really does exist.
Yep.
It really does exist. Like I said, and I will continue to say this, when you are in a relationship, that is by choice. No one forced you into a relationship with a person that you are not fully understanding that this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Right.
Because it's a relationship.
Right.
Like you said, no one is perfect.
Yeah, they'll be.
You're going to have your fantastic days.
Right.
And you're going to have your really completely shitty days.
Right. And nobody.
And there might be more shitty days on some occasions than there are on others.
Right. and that happens. I'll be able to, I definitely agree with that. In that sense, I agree with you. So,
I think that where the 100 and the 100 come into play is that you're giving 100 of yourself, 100% of yourself to the other person.
Right.
It depends on what it is that they take.
Yeah.
And how much of it that they take, and how much of it of themselves that they're giving back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, there are going to be times, you know, where that 80-20 it should be 50-50 when it comes to the logistics of a relationship.
Right.
All right, well, is this person going to wash dishes today? Am I going to be cooking tomorrow? Who's doing laundry? You know what I'm saying? That's logistics. That part should be 50-50.
Right.
But there are going to be some times where you can't do the 50-50.
Right. I mean, it happens. I'm not saying everybody's perfect.
I was in the hospital not so long ago.
Right.
And unfortunately, I was not able to keep up my 50%.
Right, and that's that's a reason that you can not use that.
I mean, that's a more dramatic reason.
Right.
That's a reason. You know what I'm saying? Someday somebody's going to be sick, and they're not going to be able to cook that day. So, all right, so she can only do the 20%, and he'll do the 80%. There's going to be some times where God forbid somebody loses their job. You know what I'm saying? And then what? Then obviously the partner has to then pick up, the slack.
Right.
Because the other person can't do it. There's going to be those ebbs and flows. That's just how life is.
All right. Well, I'm glad we covered 12 because I was kind of weird about that one, but I'm glad you made some good points. All right, so we'll shoot over to 13. Really big, important one.
Lucky number 13.
Yeah, be aware of his and her feelings. Ooh. That could be a whole show right there.
Well, as a Pisces, I'm always aware of people's feelings.
Yeah.
I don't always get that back. That's bad.
Yeah. The reciprocal word. That's a word.
Yeah. That's fucky.
Yeah.
That's one of those things you have to consider.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship, you have to really do your soul searching and see if that's something that you are able to deal with.
Right.
Is that a deal breaker? Very similar to that of, whether or not you want to have children.
Right.
There are some couples, out there that are absolutely miserable because one person wants to have a baby and the other person doesn't.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
That should be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship and the other person doesn't want to get married, let's say.
Yeah.
Well, if you stay in it, then that's your fault. So you shouldn't have stayed in it.
Right. We might have to revisit that as a whole show. I like this subject. We might have to come back to that. 13? Yeah, I think we might have to come back to that one. I'm actually honest because it works.
Maybe we could do that on Friday the 13th.
Nah, we should probably let's not mess up Friday. Friday, I'm liking what we got for Friday, so let's go with that. So. All right, so number 14, when you had a fight, don't let the day pass without being fine. I'm not sure about that one.
Don't let the day pass without what?
Without being fine.
Without being fine?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You want to go with that?
I disagree with that.
I mean...
I am fully allowed to be fucking pissed off if I want to be mad.
Yeah. I have to... damn, that actually... I'm making me feel some type of way right now. I don't know.
Well, what are you feeling?
I mean, the whole thing about, I understand you should probably not fight and go to bed kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. Damn, that's actually an interesting one. What do you think?
I don't know who the hell came up with that rule.
Let's pass that one.
Don't go to bed mad.
Yeah, well.
If that was the case, then I'll never sleep. Every day. We're so stupid. And 9 out of 10 is not even.
Oh boy, you are too funny.
As soon as I have a driver's license in New York, I'm pissed off every day.
All right, you know that bell, so we're down to the final minute. All right, so number 15, last one. Don't be the perfect one, be the right one. Wow.
I'm always right.
Yeah. Moving on. I'm not even giving you the satisfaction in this one. So, as always, yeah, whatever. Moving on. So, thank you, as always, for everybody that's listening to the show. Catch us at 9 p.m. Wednesday.
You guys are awesome.
Thursday.
And thank you for all of your love and support.
And Friday.
Very much appreciated.
With me, New York Tony.
And Mighty Dangerously.
Well, thank you for listening, everybody. So we're down to the last couple of seconds. I just want to thank everybody, who's actually given us a chance to get something going with y'all. I appreciate it. All the fans out there, Thank you. I really mean that. And, thank you. And also, if you want to get a chance, you could also pick up my show as well, the New York Tony Show. Thank you for listening. Have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow.